I camped at Butler Lodge with another northbound Thru-Hiker, and we both woke up with the sun around 5. I packed up and started hiking right away to tackle the last couple miles and 1,000 feet up Mansfield. Got pretty technical on the way up with plenty of ladders and steep rock slabs to maneuver. I was relieved to feel the worst of the heat wave ending. It was bearable, and being at higher altitude with plenty of cloud cover helped a ton. I thoroughly enjoyed the trail up the forehead of Mansfield. The tops of the mountains really feel like a total different ecosystem than any other parts of the trail. Being above tree line, we were technically in an alpine tundra zone, a fragile area where it's important to stay on the trail. I summited Mansfield before 7 a.m. in the clouds. If I had waited a couple hours, they would have subsided to unveil a stunning view, but as usual, I favored more time in town. I had a good habit of getting into town early and getting back on the trail the same evening. It saves a ton of time compared to taking full 0 days. It definitely takes a toll on the body over time, though. I made it down Mansfield near Smugglers Notch and stopped into Barnes Camp. It was there I met Ira and Cindy, trail angels at the camp. From them I got a bunch of snacks, a refreshing soda, and a ride into town. It was greatly appreciated. I was very eager to do laundry, charge some electronics, and backwash my water filter. I hung out at the Stowe library basically all day before walking out of town to American Flatbread for a pizza and a drink. I was about a minute late getting to the restaurant before a deluge of rain came through. I continued walking out of town trying to get a hitch back to the trail, and before it got too dark I got picked up by Jared and his wife from Boston. I got pretty darn lucky with all the hitches. Alright, I just hitched back to the visitor center that I was at that I got the original ride from. Got a pizza and a cider in town in Stowe and started walking out. Took like 30 minutes or so to get a hitch. Super nice people, Jared and his wife from Massachusetts, Boston area. Shout out them. They just pulled over on the side of a highway basically. Kind of feel a little bit like a bum through hiking from one part of the state to the other, or the entire state. And it's kind of just living out of your backpack, but when people go out of their way to help you out, it really means a lot, and just the smallest gestures really mean a ton. So they'll never see this, but shout out to them because I really appreciate it. It was getting super dark too. It was like 9:15. I still had like 3 hours of walking, like 5 or 6 miles to go. So I was probably just gonna pull to the side and just like sleep under an awning of some store or something like that. I don't know. Home sweet home. Like clockwork, I woke up around 5 to some rain. Between guiding in Pisgah National Forest in North Carolina and hiking the long trail. I sure am now accustomed to backpacking in the rain. Stowe is in a little valley, so this morning I was to climb the other ridge up to Madonna Peak and Whiteface Mountain. Alright, Smugglers Notch. Once again in the clouds, Smugglers Notch. It's quite the climb up this other side, on the other side of Mansfield. Got to climb up here and got a couple mountains to get over to today as well. So just because the hardest part is over doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Not at all. I didn't do too much research about the long trail beforehand. I knew about where I could resupply along the way, but I didn't know anything about the highlights of the trail. Basically drove to the southern terminus with 4 days of food and started walking. For that reason, hidden gems like Sterling Pond were a huge surprise. A stunning mountaintop lake that was very tempting to swim in. It seems like the last half mile of a lot of these mountains in the northern section of the long trail joins in with a portion of a ski slope to the top. Sometimes it's somewhat of a blue trail, sometimes it seems like a double black. The last part of Madonna was pretty insane. The camera doesn't seem to do it justice. Big poop mound. Jeez. I descended Whiteface Mountain and stopped at Bear Hollow Shelter to finish the rest of the pizza I packed out from Stowe. Almost 50 more miles to the border. I hadn't seen many thru-hikers except a couple gals heading southbound. We chatted a while and I was asking about their experience on the Artlobe Trail in North Carolina, another soon-to-be hike trail. That was more than that. I made it to Lamoille River, 7 miles by trail north of Whiteface. Another 3-mile jaunt up to an empty round-top shelter to where I set up camp. There were lots of mosquitoes, so I took apart the bug net of my shelter and hung it inside the shelter for cover. My shoes along with my tent had been wet for a few days now since Stowe and never seemed to completely dry.